Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance with me, Mayeron. So, remembering this is a Game Boy Advance, so let's see. Last time we had met Tella, that guy, the sage, and we were moving through the underground waterway toward Damcyan. Tella wants to go and get his daughter, I guess, who ran off with a bard. Cecil and Rydia obviously are going to try to get medicine for Rosa, who is sick with desert fever. And we're about halfway through the dungeon. Waterfall. Tella. He's down there! Spinning down. I like how you spin first. Now, he's down here, but not immediately. Alligators. And fish. Attacking me. So, I was thinking... What was I thinking? I was just thinking about how, technically, like, we probably could have left Rydia in Kaipo and she would have been fine. She doesn't have to come with us. I guess maybe it's because we know Baron is hunting for her because she's a summoner. Treasure first. This one's treasure. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, that's right. Hate the zombies. No good. But yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, Cecil's like, yeah, I'll protect you and everything. And I'm like, but maybe, you know, you could have... You don't take her on the dangerous adventure with you. But, what do I know? Maybe Rydia wants to. She seems the adventurous type. So I'm not entirely sure about the sound levels. The music is coming through really loud in my headset right now. So I'm hoping you can hear my voice. And it's not too bad on the other end. So what do we got here? We've got a Hades helm. And Hades gloves. I wonder who that could possibly be for. Yep, that's better. And that's better. I mean, it's not a surprise. They tend to just give you straight power-ups in these earlier games. Or at least in this one. Alligator and water bugs. Oh, the water bugs are the ones who... Yeah, those guys are annoying too. Yeah, not bad. That's it. So, the alligators can be kind of nasty, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because you noticed how it flashed twice there. It gets 2 attacks every time it moves. It's no good. It's no good. I suppose I don't need to be using Tella's magic, but... Oh, Rydia learned Toad. Alright, that's the Hades armor and Hermes shoes. So the armor is going to be a decent upgrade again for Cecil. The Hermes shoes are an item, I believe. That you can use them as an item to get haste instead of like having to have the spell. Fortunately, it's pretty straightforward here. Seriously? No. Tella. There he is! Oh, oh, and there, and there, and there! Tella. Watch out! A little late for that, buddy. Octomammoth. I like boss music in this game, I have to admit. So I know technically, you know, you want to use Thunder, but I always like using Chocobo. So the nice thing about this boss is it's just one target despite the multiple tentacles, but as you kill it, some of the tentacles start to die. But unlike in some games, like, you could have a boss... Oh, nice hit. With multiple tentacles like this, and they'd be multiple targets, and you have to kill each and every one of them. In this one, it's just a overall total. It's boss time, so it's not time to hold back. Hit him with everything we got. Which is mostly Tella. But also Cecil. He's doing decently well. Chocobo, come to my aid. Faster, Chocobo. You didn't beat the thunder. Boop, 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 boop. So, this music makes me want to get up and run in place, which is a thing I used to do when I was a kid. Intense boss fights in this game, I would be like running in place while I'm fighting them, which was kind of a funny picture to think about these days, but I used to get really into this sort of thing. Excellent! He's weakening! You think? Thank you for the observation, Tella. He was mostly hitting Rydia. That's not nice. But to be fair, she keeps hitting him with a Chocobo, so... So in the original American release for this game, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, yeah, I'll finish this and I'll get back to that. Tella, come now! Damcyan is beyond this waterfall! Alright, there we go. So, what I was about to say, I guess it doesn't actually show you here. But the, like, Cecil's darkness ability and Tella's recall ability were not in the original American release for this game. So Cecil basically went, for a good portion of this game at least, without any abilities except fight and item. So I sometimes forget about darkness. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Whoops. Well, you're dead. Oh, before I forget, Damcyan is a special castle where you don't immediately walk outside of the castle because there's this hidden thing. I can't see. Who goes there? Don't let them take the treasure. I won't. I will not let anybody else take the treasure. I promise I'll keep this stuff safe. Holy arrow, nice. Phoenix down, gold needle, another holy arrow, an iron arrow, and eye drops. So, hidden little treasure room off to the side there. Don't want to forget about it. Yeah, those guys look dead. They stole the crystal. Well, that's not good. The bombardment was too much. I mean, it was pretty instantaneous according to the graphics. The healing pot's upstairs. I must... Could we maybe take him up to the healing pots, Cecil? No? Well, that guy's dead. And you're dead. Okay, great. Everybody's dead. Oh no! Tella, Is that... It is... Anna! Tella. You're that bard. Anna ran away because of your treachery. I have no control. Which is probably for the best. Oh, he hit. You spoony bard! Bard. No, wait! Die! Bard. Please, listen! That's right, Tella. Just keep smacking at him with your staff and not hitting him. This is definitely working. Oh, you hit him again. Tella. Shut up! Bard. Forgive me, please. Why can't he go this fast when it's actual fights? Oh, you hit him again. Good job. Tella. Take this! Bard. Ah! Anna. Father, stop! Tella. Oh, Anna, I'm so glad to see you again. Anna. Father, Edward is the Prince of Damcyan. Forgive me, Father, for running away, but I love Edward. Still, I knew I couldn't find happiness without your consent. I was on my way home when... Edward. When we were attacked by Baron's Red Wings, led by Golbez. Cecil. I've never heard of Golbez before. Who is he? Edward. I don't know. All I know is that his powers were beyond words. Cecil. But why did they attack Damcyan? Cecil, we talked to the guards. We know why. Edward. They wanted the crystal, and they spared no one to get it. My mother, my father, even Anna shielded me from their arrows. Tella. You love him enough to give up your own life? Anna. Father, forgive me. Edward. I love you. Anna! Tella. Anna? Anna! Damn you, Golbez! Who is that monster, anyway? What do you know about him? Edward. He came to Baron one day and became the new leader of the Red Wings. He leads them in their mission to plunder the crystals. Tella. Stop your simpering! That won't bring Anna back! Golbez of Baron, I shall take his life with my own two hands! Cecil. Tella, wait! You can't possibly go alone. Smack. Tella. I will kill Golbez on my own. I don't need your help. I don't need anyone's help. Tella has left the party. Edward. Anna. Sob. Rydia. Stop crying! You're a grown-up. You're not supposed to cry. I lost my mom, but I'm not going to cry anymore. Cecil. Rydia. Edward. I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm staying here with Anna. I will never leave her side. Smack. Cecil. That's enough. You are now the rightful ruler of Damcyan, so start acting like it. You owe it to your people, and you owe it to Anna. Your Majesty, my name is Cecil, and I need your help. Edward. What? Cecil. My friend is suffering from desert fever in Kaipo. I need to get the Sand Ruby to save her. Can you help me? Edward. What is her name? Cecil. Rosa. Edward. She is very dear to you, isn't she? Like Anna was to me. You can find the sand ruby in the antlion cave, which lies to the east. The ruby forms from the fluid that the antlion secretes when it lays eggs. We must cross the shallows with our hovercraft to reach the cave. After we acquire the sand ruby, we can cross the shallows to reach Kaipo. Let us be on our way. Join the party. Prince Edward has joined the party. Edward. Goodbye, Anna. Anna flashes from the screen. That's how you know somebody's actually dead in these games. So, that scene. My thoughts on this scene have changed over the years. Hang on, I'm actually going to turn the music off for a moment. Just so I can hear myself talk. But I do have thoughts about that scene. Spoony Bard, obviously. Classic. It was, I think, it's a thing from the original translation. So, it's like referenced a lot in the American Final Fantasy community. Spoony Bard's a big thing. You know, if you've played 4 or even heard about it, I suspect you've heard about Spoony Bard. I'm not sure what the original insult was supposed to be, but Spoony Bards has stuck, and it shows up in every translation of this game ever since, and some other games as well, just as a callback. But it's not a thing in the Japanese version, which is amusing to me, because I never would have occurred to me when I was a kid that that's not a thing in the Japanese version. So it's funny, in the one of the mobile games I play for Final Fantasy, Edward was relatively recently released as a character, and like the release was like Edward's does a debuff on the enemy called Spoony Noise. And it's like, that's not what it's called in the Japanese version. They'd be like, what are you talking about? So that's fun. It's interesting that Tella, in his rage at Edward, never thinks to actually cast a spell on him. He just tries to smack him with a staff, which, fair. We lose Anna right away, which, when it was the very first time that I'd played this game, and even for a while after that, it's very sad, very tragic, very noble sort of death for her to have tried to save the person she loves. These days, it's slightly more gray area for me. Like, I still think it's a decent enough story. And I know, like, it was made in 92, I think, so this is an older game, back when damsels in distress were still, I mean, they still kind of are. Like, look at any Mario game, you basically have to rescue the princess, right? But it rings a little bit close to... Okay, so I'll put it like this. So it seems like it might be pretty close to fridging the character to develop Edward as a character. And in a way it is. But, like, it's not like Anna dies and Edward swears vengeance and goes and, kills everybody involved or something like most modern fridging tropes go, where like the girlfriend is killed and that makes the guy decide to go and be the hero kind of thing. Edward doesn't do that. Edward wants to stay and mourn, and, like, obviously I'm not sure how old he's supposed to be. I could look that up, but it's like, he is very upset, but not like angry upset. He is sad upset. He is struck by grief. He does not want to move from this spot. and he's given no time to mourn in the game. Like almost immediately, they're like, "We gotta go. Let's go save Rosa and stuff." And fair, that's time sensitive. We got to do that. But Edward gets a lot of flack in the Final Fantasy community, I think, um, for being like a kind of a weak person kind of thing, and I don't think he really is. And I know, like in combat, as you will see in a little bit, he's not spectacular. That's fair, but his character is. I feel like he is more in touch with things than most people in the game. Like, and obviously Rydia is a bit traumatized, and she's up at this point. She's like, "I'm not crying anymore, so you should stop crying, and you're a grown up." And like coming from a 6 or 7 year old, or however old she's supposed to be at this point, that's she's obviously traumatized by the events that have just happened to her. We're not that far away from the Mist Cavern. Um, like it's been 2 nights officially. I obviously spent more time than that grinding up levels, but in the story, we've officially seen 2 nightfalls since then. Um, and to be fair, they don't specifically put those in very often. Like this was a go to the inn and rest up for a story scene, so you can kind of get a sense of Baron is coming after you, and also, and then in the waterway, it was a teach you how to use an in dungeon save point sort of deal. So it's not like they do that sort of thing later on, but you know, it's not been very long for Rydia since her mom died, and she's obviously like, and then people came and tried to kill her directly, and Cecil's the only reason that she made it. Or well, it would be interesting to think about what she might have done if the soldiers had been there and had found her without when Cecil was not around. Um, Considering that when Cecil and Cain found her, she summoned Titan in a fit of anger and destroyed a mountain pass. But yeah, and we don't really know how long it. I guess so. We don't really know how long Cecil and Rydia were unconscious after that, um, because like the mountain pass caves in, and then you walk up to Kaipo, and like that very night the soldiers show up. How did they know to be looking for you? How did they know? How long did it take them to get there from Baron? I mean, a lot of this early game stuff is very abstract. Um, and then Cecil obviously has a decent point about Edward can't wallow in his grief. He's officially become the ruler of Damcyan, which has just been devastated by an attack from a foreign country. Their crystal was stolen, and his people are going to need him to be a steady hand to help get them on the road to recovery, essentially, is I think what Cecil's trying to say. But it really comes off as don't be a weak man, don't you have to grow up, you have to be an adult, and adults don't cry, which is not a great message in my opinion, because adults do cry. Trust me, we do. Um, and it's not a bad thing to cry either. But it is also there is also truth in the what Cecil was saying, that there's what he didn't officially say in the game, but could be added. Like if this was ever redone as a game, or remade the way they're doing Final Fantasy VII remake, where there's a lot of stuff fleshed out and stuff, I could see this being more of a you have to put on a calm facade for now. You can grieve in private, but for the sake of your country, you need to take charge here because somebody needs to. So, having said all that, it's very interesting to me that Edward then immediately joins your party and leaves. Yeah, sure. Let's go get the sand ruby. Um, Save Rosa. Edward's the only one who can come with us, apparently. He has to come with us for that. And he can't stay and help his people, which is what Cecil just said that his people need. So, um, yeah. So yeah, this was. I know this. This is probably one of those bits, those things, cultural things that piled up on me when I was a kid, um, and made me feel like I shouldn't, cry. Which now, after years of depression and getting some therapy and working on my emotions and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, but sometimes you gotta cry. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. Um, but even so, I've just got this ingrained sense of I cannot cry where other people will see it um, because of the culture that I grew up with, saying guys aren't supposed to do that. So it's interesting, and I'm sure this played into it a bit because I did love this game as a kid, and then there's this little scene here, which is early enough in the game that it's really easy to get to. So, um, yeah. Anyway, uh, let's go a little bit further. So first things first, Edward is not a front row fighter. So we're going to put him in the back. Second, apparently they have a hovercraft. Awesome. Let's go check out Damcyan, still in ruins. Nobody's been able to do anything yet, obviously. They were just utterly destroyed in like 3 seconds by a massive bombardment. I always go the wrong way there. Down to go up. So back here is presumably where the crystal chamber was, like we saw in Myzidia in the opening theme. We are the only survivors. Perhaps we should withdraw to Kaipo. If only we had a hovercraft to get us across the shallows to the west. Hey, we've got a hovercraft. You want to come with us? No, we don't help NPCs. I had planned to head across Mount Hobbs to Fabul, but the trail is blocked by a thick wall of ice. That's not a hint of things to come. And this is what that dying soldier was saying, if I could just get to the healing pots upstairs. And we, of course, totally ignored him and did not bring him up here, so... And then there's this one, which is the other stuff, the MP, I think. Yeah. So, Damcyan is also another, possibly even better place to level grind than Kaipo, because you don't have to pay any money to use those pots. You can just walk up to them and use them. Speaking of grinding. Alright, so yeah, no trouble at all. And I am going to want to get into some fights with Edward before we really get into the next dungeon. I may do that off camera. So these little rocky things, these are the shallows. And then down here, this is the Antlion's Cave. So I'm probably going to go ahead and call it here, and I'll start up the cave, the Antlion's Cave. Sorry, I was just like, wait, is it cave or den? Might have been Antlion's Den in the original, but obviously it's Antlion's Cave here. So yeah, there we go. Tella is gone. Edward is here. We will see what Edward does in fights next time. I'll probably do a tiny bit of grinding off camera, but other than that, I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.